What's goody? What's goody? Yo, welcome to the New Normal Podcast, a place where we talk about what's really real. Today, we're going to talk about Is the Manosphere Dead? And before we get started, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and especially subscribe if you're over there on YouTube. Hold on, let me edit my privacy for some reason. Be doing some weird stuff. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if you're over there on YouTube. Um, Today's topic is the manosphere dead? So the reason that I'm making this video because there was a lot of things strolling through the land of YouTube that I saw that was kind of like, the landscape of things is changing a lot, right? And so I hear a lot of people, and I had this conversation earlier with one of the bros, and he was saying that it's been women that came into the manosphere that came and went. And that's one of the issues that we're having right now in the manosphere is that it feels like women is taking over this space. Now, I don't have a problem with it at all. I don't see any issues with it. Only issue that I see is that it's supposed to be a male dominated space. The reason I don't have an issue with it because I'm a hustler, so I don't mind women coming into this space getting their coins because we all know that this space is typically for men who don't get vagina, who don't get any play, who are bad with girls, or so they're trying to find a space or a place to teach them how to, pick up girls, what to do in this situation. Should I get married? The typical talking points that we are trying to guide young men through when it comes to dating women because a lot of men have problems dating women. So the rise of the woman in the manosphere space is not nothing that we should be surprised about, not nothing that we should be, shocked by. But we got to also understand that we're supposed to be the he man woman haters. We're supposed to be like the little rascals. And all of a sudden we see people like Jess Pearl blowing up everywhere. And I know me saying something about somebody that's, bigger than my channel will be considered hate, but this has nothing to do with hate. This is just an observation that I see. And the thing is, it's very, very scary that we have a space that's getting dominated by women. And hold on real quick. This shit. I don't know who that is, but yeah, with all of the things that's going on in the ministry, I don't see a problem with it. Like I was saying, because you should get your money, but this space is typically about men and for men who have problems with women, probably career, health, getting in the gym, making yourself better, kind of leveling up, coach. That's a big thing right now. And like I said, Jess Pearl is uh the one I'm going to speak on when they have a lot of women actually who are talking in the manosphere space. I seen a lady the other day named Dee Dee. I seen another woman named Danica Marie, I think that's her name. I seen another woman, I think her name was what that lady name was. I think she do like the Pink Book Diaries or something like that. And don't get me wrong, you could tell that these women are actually doing a good job in what they talk about, building a brand, the things that they say. And like Jess Pearl, the thing with her is the things that she's saying is not bad. It's not like the things are malicious, but it's weird that we have a woman speaking for men as if she was a man and understands the plight of men, the emotions that men go through, the thoughts that men have, being in these men circles to actually understand how men think and move. Now, anybody can look at laws and things like that and look at situations across the board and see that a lot of things aren't fair when it comes to dating. Pretty much, if you have a pretty face, you're going to be able to, work out pretty good when it comes to dating if you're pretty. Pretty privilege is a real thing, right? So, like I was saying, Jess Pearl is a woman that is pretty much biting a lot of Kevin Samuels talking points. And from the landscape of the manosphere red pill space, it's a lot of black men in this space. And when Kevin Samuels died, or what people call him the Godfather, yeah, it doesn't seem like y'all are trying to protect a legacy. It doesn't seem like y'all really care, long as it's somebody that is saying the same things or have the same talking points. Y'all are so gun ho to jump on the bandwagon and cheer for this person, no matter who they are, skin color, race, gender, all of that. It's just like, oh yeah, they talking what we want to hear, and that is really, really scary. Um, like I say, as a woman coming into the red pill manosphere space is very, very smart because a lot of men ain't getting pussy. So it don't matter what the woman looks like. She's giving some type of eye candy and she's good on my ears. So that will make this person very, very profitable into the manosphere red pill space, right? And the thing with Kevin Samuels was his biggest issue was he exploiting black women? Was Kevin Samuels exploiting black women? Now the thing is, if you don't know who Jess Pearly things is, you should go check out a YouTube channel. I'm going to pull up in a second, but she is a white woman, and it seems as if she would be doing the same thing, right? It would seem to be she's doing the same thing, exploiting black women. But not only black women, black people. She's a white lady, and I think she has a podcast overseas. And I don't understand why on her podcast it can't be white people on her podcast. It seems like to get up there and to have like a a sex or a relationship debate or a gender war is typically black people who want to get on her platform and talk crazy to each other, but it's not a lot of white people that's going on her platform and saying these same things, right? And if you don't believe me, we can go and scroll her page. So I'm going to show y'all her page so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So when you scroll her page, you see it's a white woman, but a lot of her people and guests on her channel is black people, black women, black men. We can click on, videos of hers. Let's do that. Let's click on the video and see who is typically on her videos when she's having these videos and talking and stuff like that. And I'm gonna have to mute it because I don't want to get no copyright or nothing like that. So that's one thing we not finna do. If it loads up. But as we see, black men are getting on this platform. And you know what Kanye said? He said, when you get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. And it just seems like that's kind of what it is now. It's like the black men are so gun ho to jump on the platform with a woman because, like I said, it is a woman. You can be around a woman, and she has a platform to go on to vent your frustration. She's growing, she's popping right now, and she's saying things that people want to hear. But like I said, we're supposed to be the he man woman haters. You know what Pearl reminds me of? It reminds me of going to your friend's house and seeing his mother punk his dad all the time. Like, nigga, you wash the dishes. That's kind of what it feels like when I watch Pearl in this manosphere space, in this manosphere group. and the things that's going on here. And like I said, it's not in the hate, it's just an observation. How are you men going to talk about leading this, being a man, listening to what men have to say, women are delusional, all the rhetoric that typical the manosphere says, but when it comes to women in this space, y'all are okay sitting under women, listening to women talk about the issues that men are having. That is the weirdest shit. That's kind of like some blackface shit, but with a with a woman telling men, "Hey, this is your issue. This is how you should feel. This is what it feels like." What is it called? Cultural appropriation, where a person from another race or culture takes on someone else's culture and tries to act as if they grew up or know it or live that culture. Isn't that kind of like what the women in this manosphere space is doing? I watched a video the other day. I think the girl name is Danica Marie. And Danica Marie is supposed to be helping men get women, trying to give them advice on how to do that. And my question is, why would you ask a fish how to catch a fish? Why are you going to ask a fish how to catch a fish? And a lot of men on there donating. And my thing is with Pearl, we haven't seen it yet because I feel like her channel's still fairly new and her growth is very fast. But we're going to start noticing with her, she's going to start wearing shorter dresses, probably more cleavage, more makeup being did up more because she understands, and this is a business that men are going to want to look at some eye candy. Men are going to want to look at the women, the woman that's speaking. If I'm going to listen to a woman, she has to be pretty. So the thing is, for her to grow the way that she is tremendous because, like I said, the things that she say is not bad because a lot of those talking points are Kevin Samuels talking points. And if you ever watched Kevin Samuels, then you would know that she was also on Kevin Samuels' show. So the things that I'm talking about, I'm saying it can be backed up just by going and doing a little research. It's weird people commenting, and I don't know why weird people are commenting. But like I was saying, you know what? Growing a page, a channel, and this is just veering off, you start to notice that there are a lot of weird people throughout social media. Like people just do the weirdest shit. They have nothing to do but fuck with people that ain't fucking with them. And that's just in life in general. And I'm starting to see that more and more. And it's weirder and weirder. And it's kind of like starting something and building something. That's why you can't tell a lot of people your dreams and things that you want to do and build because a lot of people aren't going to understand what you're trying to do, your vision, the vision that God has for you. So you have to watch out for a lot of negative things that may come your way when it comes to building a platform because a lot of people have a lot of things to say, but they be at home on the couch, not doing shit, not building shit. They mad at the world, mad at their wife, mad at their husband, mad at their kids. Some people are contemplating the self-deletion. And so when you have that type of mind understanding of what's going on and understand a lot of these people minds are hanging on by a thread. A lot of people are heavily medicated. COVID has exacerbated that a lot to where people are just, taking themselves out left and right. I've in the last, I think, 2 months, I know so many people who have done that to themselves. And I know this is off topic, but it just that comment, I just wanted to say something about that because, like I said, people are very, very weird in the things that they do, how they move, why they would just fuck with people for no fucking reason, which is some weird ass shit. But anyways, like I was saying, when it comes to just Pearl and the things that she's saying, it's not bad. It's not. I don't think I heard anything that is wrong. I don't think I heard of anything that I disagree with, but I do see a lot of pandering. And she panders to men because it is a business. Now, the thing is, the reason that I asked is the Manosphere Dead because it's only going to be a matter of time before other men feel a ways about women leading this movement. It's going to be a mass exodus because I feel like men are going to be like, dang, we got all these other men who are considered other big manosphere creators or red pill creators who are allowing this person to speak for a lot of men instead of checking a lot of stuff that she said. I have, and the reason I say I haven't heard a lot, I don't really listen to this person. I was just strolling the YouTube landscape of the manosphere red pill space once again. And like I said, what I noticed is a common thing. It's like black women are black people are going and jumping on this, bandwagon of using Pearl's platform. And I also had hit her up to see if she wanted to do an interview because there's a lot of questions that I would like to ask. Like, what would be your reason? Because I don't know how old she is. As a matter of fact, let's look it up. I don't know how old she is, but wouldn't she be getting closer? What she looks like, but wouldn't she be getting closer? The danger zone that so many people speak of. She's not, is she going to get married or not going to get married? What is her body count and what is her phase? Like, what are you doing? Why do you think that men need your help as a woman? What can you provide for men? Are you just another outlet? Because we have plenty of outlets. Like, what are you doing outside of just letting people get on your platform and say how they feel? Yes, Pearly age. Let's see. So it says just Pearly things is 26 years old. She's 5'10", her weight, they got it in kilograms. I don't know how to do that. Her name is Pearl Davis. And like I said, I'm just using Pearl because that was the one of the ones that just stood out from YouTube shorts I was seeing, from other people's platforms, from I think the last thing I seen that came up was just Pearl had beef with Abba and Preach and all of this other shit. Um the thing is, she was saying the other day, if I was going to war, if we was doing the draft or being in the kitchen, I would rather be in the kitchen instead of going to war. And that's why women should not be able to vote. And that is cool and all. And I understand that you voting is part of going to the draft, and that was like the stipulations or whatever. But I feel like we always knew that women are not meant to fight, and women should just have that right to vote because there's other things that women should be able to vote on, even if they're not fighting. There are other things women should be able to vote on, even if they're not fighting. And a lot of the issues that the men are having today when it comes to the red pill manosphere space and the dating space is pretty much caused by men. The laws that have been changed, things letting women become sexually free with technology, birth control, abortion, condoms, whatever you want to call it, that freedom given to women. A lot of fathers are not in the home. We try to skirt away from tradition, so a lot of those things that's going on that men are dealing with nowadays is because of men. And so it's going to take men to fix it. And like I said, I don't know what's done behind the scenes or what kind of help this person is doing behind the scenes other than letting people come and vent their frustrations with the opposite sex. And like I say, it's typically seen to be black women on a white woman's podcast. And we know that if y'all know history, white women seem to be, they don't like to admit this, one of the most racist people in America. We have white women lying on black men like Emmett Till. So that was the thing. And like Kanye said, when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. And it's just what it seems like now. Like you have this white woman. And let's be real. Let's talk about something that nobody likes to say in society around the world, and a lot of cultures around the world, a white woman is considered the prize. That's why when they say, that's why it's a running joke that when a black man gets rich or get a certain type of status, that he wants a white woman or a lighter skinned woman because that is considered you've made it. You're the trophy. And then I hear a lot of black men who interracially date say, hey, having sex. I'm having sex with white women because of how they did our black women back in slavery. What? You you telling me you want me to believe the reason that you're having sex with a white woman because it's payback for what white people did to black people during slavery? That is the weirdest shit I've ever heard in my whole life. You mean tell me you thought you didn't think that helping people would be payback for slavery? You didn't think about just, segregating yourself as helping people from slavery? You didn't think about any of those things. It's, oh, I'm going to bust a nut and ejaculate inside of this woman or get my rocks off, and that's payback. The weirdest thing that I see, and like I said, it's a lot of men crying, whining and moaning about what's going on. And like I said, I just feel like this infiltration is going to get worse and worse and worse. We got plenty of women to pick from. You got a woman on here talking about how she can give game to men to help men get with women. This shit is getting real gimmicky. Then we have men arguing about uh who stole what talking points, who stole who talking points. And like somebody told me, how am I steal your talking points when we all going through this shit with women? We all going through this shit with these women. We've all had our issues, our ups, our downs, our divorces, our getting cheated on or cheating on them, some type of domestic violence, them hitting us, you hitting them. It's going to always be some relevance in each person's story because we're all dealing with the opposite sex. So when it comes to dating, it's pretty much black and white on the circumstances that we're going to deal with. You got your top reasons of why people get divorced. Your money, infidelity, and family. Those are the things that, or like a sickness or something. Those are things where people are actually getting divorced for. The insecurities or the past and things like that. Like, let me show you something. I'm going to show you another video. I don't know why the fuck this shit.
What was that laugh about? What was that laugh all about? Like, because I actually had this conversation with my brethren about the whole painting, and I had to let her know, like, you're my brethren, like, you can go harder, you can pay for yours, Like,
Oh, she was a girlfriend.
yeah, nah,
She was a girl who was a. If she was a supermodel, would she offer to pay?
No, the way my mind works is I try to look further down the road at things. And my whole thing is you could be a 10 out of 10 in looks. Yeah. But if I'm looking to get into a relationship with you, I'm trying to see the things within.
Well, like I told y'all. And another reason is I don't understand why this person has a podcast overseas. I think she said she's from Texas, and one thing, I think it was Texas. And one of the videos that I seen her do, and I'm sorry, I'm reading these comments. They funny, but from one of the things that I seen her video is, like I said, man, y'all got to stop letting these women come into the house and telling y'all what you will and won't do, how you is and ain't gonna feel. The things that they telling y'all to feel, and y'all are okay with listening to them because they're a woman, because you ain't getting no pussy. Because like, is men really trying to get better? Are men really trying to understand women? How are you trying to understand women through the eyes of a woman? You don't think that woman could lead you wrong? Y'all remember when y'all crucified Hafiz about marriage and his whole talking point about balance, balance, balance. Their whole interview that he had with Jess Pearly, and that's really how I found Jess Pearly, because this whole thing about Hafiz and Jess Pearly's interview. Before that, I didn't even know who she was. And so I started looking into her content and seeing what was going on. And the thing with Hafiz is, I understand that he keeps talking about balance, balance, balance. We got to talk about something good. But if you are a parent, there's no reason to tell your children about something good as if it's going to protect them because it's good. There's no need to be need. And if it was so much good when it came to marriage, then why do people have so many stories about the downfalls or the pitfalls that come from marriage? If marriage was so good, we would have a lot less divorce rate, a lot lower divorce rate. A lot more people would be signing up to be married. But a lot more people are opting out of marriage, getting divorced, being single. You know, you got your silver fox dads and whatever they call them silver foxes and shit like that. And then you got the women who are the cougars and want to date younger men because their sex drive is high and the men at their ages can't compete or can't keep up. So those are the things that we have to watch out for. The infiltration. Also, we have to watch out for the men who infiltrate, like a Hafiz. He said that he has always spoke about marriage and getting married and whatever. And I want to say that he probably has from the things that I've seen in his content. But honestly, I applaud a Hafiz for getting married. And the reason I say that is most of these guys, they claim that they dating coaches or dating gurus and understand so much about women, but they never seem to put what they never practice what they preach. These men never practice what they preach. You had Fresh not too long ago get called out by DJ Academics when he was out there walking the dog and shit and trying to act like the lady wasn't his girlfriend or whatnot. Like these are things that these guys are trying to act like they so player, so debonair, and they got so much game. But the thing is, most of these guys were just broke and they still lame, and they come up and they feel as if now that I got a little money, now that I got a little popularity, I can go and tell men what I'm doing because I feel like I know women more because I'm sleeping with women more. Which sleeping with women does not give you insight on actually dating women. It just lets people know that you're able to lay women because we got to be honest. Most men don't want to have sex with a lot of women, contrary to popular belief. Most men do not want to have sex with a lot of women. A lot of men want to find a one woman, tie down, have a family, and build his career. Most men that I've met. I don't know too many men that's when they're older in their 30s are just still around here trying to date and continue to run behind women like that. And let's be clear. Do y'all know how hard and difficult it would be to just continue to run behind women and chase women and act as if women are the best way to have a release, the best way to make yourself feel good, the best way to build confidence? That is the dumbest thing to ever do is use a woman's body to build your confidence. Because if you can use a woman's body to build your confidence, that same thing that you're using to build your confidence can break your confidence. That's why you see a lot of men who never get any vagina finally get some vagina and try to lock their vagina down and happy about it. When she breaks his heart, he's distraught because the same thing that builds you up can break you down. The same things that can build you up can break you down. As a man, you should never rely on feeling more of a man or being confident because you can get some vagina. You should never use a woman's body to build your confidence. That should never be a thing. But we have a lot of men that do it, and that's why a lot of people are lost. People do this in general. Some women don't want to be alone. Some women can't be in the bed that's cold by themselves. They have to have a warm body in their bed. It ain't necessarily about the sex, but a lot of women, most women know that men are pursuing them because of sex. If sex was not on the table, men and women would not be having interactions with each other like they do. And that's the thing when you notice why a woman can come into this manosphere red pill space and dominate like they do. Because you are talking to a lot of incel men. You are talking to a lot of men that haven't had sex in the last year to 18 months. You are talking to men that only have one sexual partner in their whole life. You know, they say typically most men only have, I think, 2 to 7 sexual partners their whole life, which blew my mind because I'm thinking women are just out here just throwing themselves like that. But then I started doing my research and understanding more that a lot of women are sleeping with the same man. That's why in Tennessee you can have 3 men who fathered I think 89 children with 46 different women. And the crazy part, you would think it would be a successful man, it would be a rich man. No, these 3 men are men who are in and out of prison, jailbirds. They ain't got nothing to offer. They will be what people will call today a pookie, and these women are pookishas. Like these are not replicable women or men. These are not people you will want to bring to your family function or leave your kid around for a long time. But these are people that are having kids. You got to understand a lot of people mind. Just think of how crazy it is to build a space for men, for women to come in and dominate. How loony do you think the men are that want to sit up under a woman and listen to her talk? The rise of people on psychiatric medicine is at an all-time high. People are on psychiatric medicine at an all-time high in America right now, and doctors are still throwing pills down people's throat. Kanye West was just talking about how people misdiagnosed him and was going to give him so much medicine that he probably wouldn't be able to come back mentally from that type of overdose or misdiagnosis. So you got to ask yourself, how smart or how dumb or how mentally sound are the men who are sitting under a woman tell them about the everyday plights of a man? This person can't have any empathy towards what is going on and what men deal with. Period. Point blank, period. And like I said, I'm gonna say this again. A woman leading the manosphere space is equivalent to blackface or cultural appropriation. This is the he man woman hater club. Supposedly, women are not allowed. And y'all seen what happened on Little Rascals when when Darla and what happened? The clubhouse got burnt down. It got burnt to the fucking ground. And like my friend said earlier, there's been a lot of women to try to infiltrate this space. They came and went, but I haven't seen, and I'm still fairly new to this manosphere red pill space. Um, and the reason I think I'm new to it because I've never had trouble with women, like period, at all. Um, women have never been an issue with me. I've never really been concerned about like marriage or things like that, or how to have a relationship long term. So it wasn't a thing, but learning it, I'm like, okay, cool. It's cool to spot a man spot man's group. So I might, want to get in it. But then, like I said, the more and more I'm seeing women able to come in this space and dominate and men donate money and show that y'all niggas is some fucking tricks. Like a lot of these men in this manosphere space is fucking tricks. Like if you ever notice, like go to Danica Marie's page and just watch how she moves, the dresses she wear, how she's did up. Um, she's a fairly okay girl. She's slender. She's not a bad looking girl. She's just not my type. But like I said, a lot of men are donating to her, and she's acting like she's giving them the best game, as if she's a pimp or a madam, and she knows women so much that she can give men game and is actually useful. And I'm listening to her. I'm like, none of this shit that she's telling men actually works, because we know as men, women don't even know what the fuck they want. We know as men, women do not know what the fuck they want. So why are we listening to women tell us what women actually want? My dad used to tell me something that was very, very smart. He said, when you think you've got a woman figured out, that's when you'll mess up. My daddy used to say, if when you think you have a woman figured out, that's when you mess up. Because these are people that would never even understand themselves. So how can you understand someone that don't understand themselves? That's the question that you got to ask yourself. But like I was saying, and I'm gonna say this again, this is a community of men. The red pill space is a community of men who aren't getting vagina, who aren't good with women, who are self-proclaimed incels, or who haven't had sex in a year, or who haven't done anything amazing for themselves when it comes to women. So just understanding that aspect of it, you have to ask yourself, are these men themselves even sane enough to make a decision on who they should and should not follow when it comes to bettering themselves as men? Ain't that why we go to therapists? Ain't that why a lot of times we seek the internet and type in things and Google things to make sure we are sane or get help and stuff like that? Brock Cox. This is about, is the Manosphere dead? Thank you for tuning in. But like I say, also this is a space that's very, 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 anti-marriage. And they say we're not anti-marriage, we're anti against the laws, but they're definitely anti-marriage and anti against the law. And I think marriage can be a great thing, can be a beautiful thing. It's just you have to date and understand how to date to really vet a woman good enough to know if that's someone you want to try to spend your life with and do life with. And you have to understand there might be time periods in that relationship where it's not good. It could be years of just that relationship just not being good. And a lot of people, women in particular, aren't ready for those hard times to go through something like that. And that's why women file for divorce 70 to 80% of the time. And if they're college educated, that number goes up to 80 plus. So you got to ask yourself, are men even sane enough to even pick good women to even marry? Are men sane enough to even pick the proper therapist? Are men sane enough to even pick the proper YouTube creator that's inside of this manosphere? That's what you got to ask yourself. Why in God's green earth would you sit up under a woman inside of the manosphere space and listen to what she has to say? Any woman. I'm gonna ask you that again. Why, as a man, would you sit up under a woman and listen to what any woman has to say inside of the manosphere space? What would be the point? What would be the reason? She has no empathy towards the plight of men, being a woman. And I'm going to say this again. We're going to see Pearl with shorter dresses, more cleavage, more makeup, hair did differently. I'm calling it now. And like I said, I don't have no problem with it. I see no issue with it because, like I said, if you're gonna finesse men, because women have been doing that for centuries and using men for centuries to get money or to get ahead in life, continue to do you. But I thought that was the whole point of the red pill space, the manosphere space, to say, hey, we're tired of this shit. We're tired of women coming in here and using men for resources, time, effort, throwing us away like we ain't shit. I thought that was the whole point of the manosphere space. I'm gonna say this again. I thought the whole point of I thought one of the points of the manosphere space was to say we're tired of women misusing, abusing, mistreating men for their gain in life. So why are you willing to sit up under a woman tell you how men should and should not feel, laws and different shit like that, if they're not avidly trying to change those laws? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. But like I say, men, y'all got to do better. Has to be something better. Needs to get better. Um, and hopefully we will get better. Hopefully it's a space that won't end because we've been infiltrated by women or like sleeper cells of men who are now trying to push marriage and or who get married. And I think this is Hafiz's biggest problem. I think getting married, his wife. I'm just speaking from what I outside looking in. I don't know his wife. I don't know what she looked like. I'm thinking that she's probably pushing him to speak more about marriage as if marriage is good and balance and all of this shit because it seems like those are women talking points and he's trying to push him and he has an influence to behind him to make him have these talking points so hard. And we all know that a relationship or a woman in your ear or being laid up with somebody can definitely make you change your mind on a lot of shit on how you view shit when it comes to dating, relationships, money, finances, your family, how you live, you dress, all of that type of shit can have an effect on, you know, all of that can come from somebody that you're dating and have an effect on you. And it seems like that's what's going on with Hafiz, that he's has a lot of pressure being put on him by his wife to say certain things and be more adamant about balance and try to act like it's good and push his spirituality on people and God's going to keep his marriage together and all of this stuff that people say, typical stuff they say that God this, God that, marriage is good. I love my wife. We're gonna have beautiful family. The quote unquote American dream. And like I said, we have so many women infiltrating this space or in this space. So many. But if you're watching on YouTube, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. If you are over there on Facebook, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and follow the page, share it. It's the New Normal Podcast, and we gone.